Today we're talking about being alone for the holidays. This is something that pretty much it happens to quite a bit of people, which essentially now that the holidays are rolling up, people are realizing they're alone, they don't have anybody to hang out with. This is something that I kind of notice with my own personal experiences as well. Of course, I am in a relationship, so I do feel a whole lot better than the vast majority of people. And then also when I was single, this was something that was really noticeable. It was something that really stood out. And I want to share with you guys essentially a little bit of my perspective, and then also some advice for you guys that are struggling with this, or it's just constantly on your mind and you're kind of overthinking. This is something that you tend to do, but it's natural, guys. So let's go ahead and dive into the video. So the first thing I want to start off with is my experiences. So essentially, recently, now on that Thanksgiving pretty much passed by, me and my girlfriend, we didn't really hang out. We did hang out in the evening part, but essentially I had Thanksgiving with my family and she had Thanksgiving with her family. And you know, it was like I felt alone, I felt isolated. Like, of course I'm surrounded with family, but like my own family situation is a little bit complicated, and of course it's not the best, but you know, I still have family. So that's the beautiful part, is I still have them, and you know, I still have family to have Thanksgiving with. Of course there are people out there that don't have any of that, and I'm just trying to come from a logical perspective and just being honest with you guys, because essentially there are people that there's always somebody that has it better off than you, and somebody that has it worse. So you have to think in the positive side. So it's like if the glass is half full or if it's half empty. Somebody that looks at it half empty is more negative, but somebody that looks at it half full is like, hey, you know what, at least it's somewhat full, and they're positive about it. And I want you guys to have a positive outlook no matter what. So now that the holidays are rolling in, you're probably realizing, I don't have anybody to hang out with, or I don't have any friends, no family. And then of course with social media, you're seeing people just share a lot of their lifestyle, and it makes you think about, hey, I'm over here probably doing something by myself, and it feels lonely, it feels isolated. I know for a couple of years that's how it felt for me, but what I learned and what I realized is the more of those experiences that you guys go through, it becomes a little bit easier because you already know what to expect. The other thing is, the thing I like to do is treat yourself out. So let's say for Christmas, buy yourself something maybe the day before Christmas, or you know, a week before. It doesn't have to be Christmas exactly, but just treat yourself out right around that holiday, and it kind of takes your mind off. So if you guys get something new, you're like, okay, well, I got something new, and then I have time to spend on it. You have something to learn about, or you have something to do, so you're going to be busy. The other thing I'm going to mention is being busy. Find something to just keep your time occupied, especially on those holidays that where it kind of like bothers you. You notice something is there, and the reason I say staying busy is because it's going to make your time go by, and also you're not going to really think about it. You're going to be like, okay, well, I got this, I got to do that, and you're going to just be productive. So if you can work maybe on the holiday or something like that, you get paid a little bit extra, and then you know, it keeps your day busy. That's one way to go about it. The other thing is just, you know, like how I said, treat yourself out. Be like, okay, well, you know what, I'm gonna watch a couple movies and just enjoy the day to myself, and you'll end up finding what works best for you. I'm just giving you guys little scenarios, little ideas. Of course, you guys got to find out what kind of hobbies you guys are interested in and choose something from there, or you know, just surround yourself by people. So that could be a work environment. The other thing is just inviting people. This is something that I realize is a lot of people don't ever invite, and this is something that I notice within myself. I'm like, hey, I wish I could hang out with my friends, but then I don't ever invite my friends. I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to hang out if I don't invite them? Of course, my friends don't invite me to everything as well, so that's something that is understandable. But then again, I'm not inviting them to every single little thing that I'm doing, but I am usually the person reaching out. I'm like, hey, if we should hang out, we should go and do this or whatever. So realize you need to get yourself out of that position. So a lot of things people don't realize is the reason why you're feeling the way you feel is because every action you've done it led up to that moment. And this is something I'm realizing more and more, so this kind of applies to anything. If you're not happy with your current position where you're at, well, every action you did before led you to that position. It led you to think about that thought. So you need to start being more productive. You need to start taking action and finding something that works for you. I can't tell you exactly what's going to work. I just want you to realize that, hey, I need to start taking action. So of course, there's been holidays that, you know, I felt alone. I'm like, okay, I'm surrounded by tons and tons of people, but yet I still feel alone, isolated. Nobody ever really truly knows how you feel. And of course, nobody is gonna know unless you show, hey, I'm not having the best of time or whatever. But it's also up to you to kind of explain that and show that as well. So realize you share it with the right people as well if you are going to show it. But anyways, surround yourself by good people, good company. So like, honestly, that's why I said for this Thanksgiving I felt alone and isolated, is essentially because my girlfriend wasn't here and I'm so used to her company. And essentially I realized, you know, like the relationship, the bond that we have, it's pretty good. It's something that I'm really appreciative, that it's something that's kind of really rare to find, when you have somebody that you can just share, connect with. You can be like, hey, well, I'm not having a good day. And for somebody to truly understand it, be like, okay, well, they try making an effort to make it a little bit better, or they do the proper things of, hey, you know, here, I'm here for you. So like literally, this is another thing, which being here for my girlfriend, she recently, essentially, it was a bad snow day. Things didn't go her way. Luckily, she's fine. But I stopped at the gas station and I got her some food. And she said she was hungry. I was like, hey, well, here, I already got you a snack. And, you know, you can tell the little things just make the biggest difference ever. And, of course, it was a really bad day for her, but I was there. And this is the thing you'll notice is you have to make an effort for other people to want to make an effort on you as well. So it's something that goes both ways. The thing I'm starting to learn is you have to give more value than what you take. And it's just something that happens naturally. The more value you give, the more you're going to receive. So just realize that also applies to anything else just in this life. The more effort you put into something, the more you're going to receive in the end. So take your time, take your effort, and start realizing, okay, I put myself in this position. I need to start putting effort, and you have to put it in the right areas, and then eventually it's going to return and come back to you. But it doesn't happen right away. It takes time. It's going to take some work on your side. The other thing is, realize there's other people going through this. Find a social group, so find other people to connect with, and then you can start talking to them. And then also you can just, like, honestly, you can make a couple friends, and then you can spend, like, Thanksgiving. I know people make it into Friendsgiving, so there's plenty of options out there. Anyways, guys, shorter video. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys on the next one.